Hello and good afternoon, everyone. This is George from GettingMarketMoney.com with today's earlier than usual Currency Corner on August 24th, 2010. What we had today was USD existing home sales coming out in terms of major economic impact news, and it came out at 3.83 million, a lot less than the expected street number of 4.68 million. On the open, the markets were down, so there was an immediate drop along with gold, and markets tended to recover a bit during the day, but on the smart money hour from 3 to 4 p.m. they sold off rather sharply again, so we're close to the lows. As we can see, they're down well over 1.5% even, and we're shedding blood on equity markets, which is what I expected. I'm actually short in some options on the SPY ETF, so that short hasn't materialized quite well today. In fact, I even posted an article on my Facebook page where the street is also now coming to realization that we're going to get some bleak economic news coming out, and we're going to go downside further. And as I say, and you've probably heard this before, buy on rumors, sell on news. So in the next few sessions, I'll look to quietly take my leave from my position and join in once again when we see a bit of a retracement as depicted here by the green line to the upside. Now, as you can see, we're trading at quite a few resistance levels here to the downside, so I don't think we're going to break this level quite yet. We will in the near future, however, we're going to get it to pop back up first. I'm going to wait for that. Looking at the futures here for the open in the Asian session, we see Nikkei and Hang Seng are slated to open well down over 1%. So keep that in mind for those of you trading the Asian and London markets. This weakness will carry over. So now moving into some currency charts. As it is the currency corner, we will slide into the USD Japanese yen. Now, something very significant happened today. It was the break of a 15-year low. So a level of that nature, once it's broken, I tend to pay more attention. Just one over here. The phone is blowing up. And I'm most certain that all those messages will be regarding the USD Japanese yen actually. So looking at this chart, you could see the break. Remember, this is a monthly chart, extremely long time frame. The left side here is May 1989. So dealing with quite a bit of data. But as you can see, this is the level that we are currently trading at. And this level in 1994 of September was set. It looks like to be around 79 or so. Now, this is the next resistance level. As we can see, the break of this will take us to this point here. However, when you look at the monthly chart, you notice a few things. First of all, you notice a beautiful triangle that did happen previously has been broken. We're going to the downside. Furthermore, though, you will notice that, sorry, just 1 minute here. I apologize about this few distractions. Further, you'll notice that the momentum downside has been extremely long and overextended slide down. In a move of this nature, we will be biased towards some upside and some retracement. Now, this is for more than just technical reasons. As you can see, the Japanese yen here is way too strong. The government does not like that for an exporting nation. It's bad on their currency. It's a result of flight to safety. So people who have funds traditionally view the Japanese yen as a safe haven. But furthermore, as Japanese population is aging, and in fact their population, their demographics are extremely skewed to the older nation. They have a lot of people in their golden years, and they are not replenishing their population as quickly as other countries. As this happens, what happens is the older generation brings their money back from investments abroad. So if I was a Japanese and I was living there, I would bring my money back to the country to spend in my golden years. It's going to become from income to spending capital. So when that happens, and you sell all the currencies and convert to Japanese yen, that gives life to that trade as well. So those are two very good reasons that the Japanese yen is strong. And at some point, I believe the government's going to intervene if we see that 78 level down here tested. So for that reason, I think we could see a little bit of retracement up to the 90 level, even to come into par with Wow, that was not a good trend line at all, even to come to par with this trend, which is still extremely steep. But again, it's oversold in my opinion, and I look to join the boat on this one and go long USD, short the Japanese yen. It's not ready yet though, so don't do it on your account. If we look at a little bit of a relatively zoomed in time period, the weekly, as we can see here, we also notice that we have quite a bit of resistance or support levels to the downtrend, and it has been going down. However, recently we've run into some resistance as well. It's broken this level, but remember that this break of 86.60 on a 15-year low, there's a very big chance, and it's almost not a chance, it's a probability. In fact, it's factual data. All your stop losses will be there. All the institutional clients, all the speculators, day traders, they place their stop losses at those levels. And when a level which hasn't been broken 15 years gets broken, it happens on an enormous scale. That's why all our stop losses are triggered. That alone, I believe, makes a pair oversold. Maybe look for some upside momentum in the short term. Now this is counter trend trading, very risky. Don't advise it for the faint of heart. You zoom in one step further on the 4-hour. Even today, you'll see the massive sell-off that I speak of. It is around 120 points for the USD Japanese yen pair. That is quite a bit. You can see these levels here are broken. Got a run down to 83.50. I believe we will see a retracement in the Asian session to the 84.46 level up top here, which is a 38% retracement to this downtrend, which starts here, ends here. As you can see, it's been drawn with this trend line. So in the short term, I would play this to the upside. It's oversold. Remember, it's counter trend trading. I would advise for the faint of heart not to take it. However, when we reach the retracement levels, 38.50 if it goes that far, and 60 if it's a deep retracement, I will be adding units to short back down. So the bias is down, but at the time being, I want to get in with some strength here because I'm not quite convinced a cliff of this nature could continue. And if it does, tell me where it is. I'd love to go snowboarding down that slope. Now, if you do want to trade it, as I mentioned, it's not for the faint of heart. If you want to trade this overnight, I would advise doing it on the Euro Japanese yen. The reason being, during the Asian session, it experiences more volatility. The USD Japanese yen is relatively quiet during that session, but the Euro Japanese yen could jump up to 200 points. So here we are. We'll get probably a bounce here if it hasn't happened already. Then we'll jump up to the 38.2 in today's session. Look for that to happen. I don't believe there'll be more downside. Of course, I could be wrong, and if I am, I hope that you have your stop loss placed here and a limit order to go short. Remember, when you're in the market, if you're not long, then you must be short. It's one or the other. Now, you can be neutral and you don't want to trade a pair, which is fine, but in a trending environment like this, if we don't get the retracement and it breaks this level, I would put a limit order myself to at least catch the downside momentum and lower some of the costs for the trade that was lost initially. That's just my strategy. This is what I see on the charts. Trade at your own risk. Remember, keep your risk well managed and don't go in there with your pants down. You will get burned. So that being said, I'm going to cut it short. Leave it at this point. Have yourselves a great trading day tomorrow and good luck. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to email me. I'll help you out to the best of my ability. So have a great luck, or have a good day trading on the Asian session and tomorrow's New York session. We'll touch base again tomorrow during the day. Alright guys, have a great one. Take care. This is George from GettingMarketMoney.com. Check out the website. I urge you to tell your friends if you see a benefit in this service, and it's free. Share it with everyone. I appreciate that. And join the website, sign up. You could post your own analysis as well. It's always welcome. I want to eventually create a community other than me just blabbing here, which I've done enough of today. So, adios. Have a good one. We'll talk soon.